Hello, everybody. I want to thank you so much for having me and also giving me a chance to participate to this GatherVerse talk. I'm really excited to be here. I'm here in Kenya with my family, and we came here for a holiday vacation. And I just had to be part of this summit. I want to thank the GatherVerse team, the GatherVerse organization, and thank Christopher for reaching out and giving me an opportunity to speak out and share some of my thoughts and share some of my experiences. I want to give you a brief introduction of who I am. I'm an entrepreneur in the United States. I founded a company called Spacialists. And what Spacialists does, it's an architectural design firm that focuses on visualization using virtual reality technology to transport people through their homes. Our main focus is architecture and in relationship to creating worlds for them to appreciate some of the worlds and designs in the world in their living conditions and living habitat. So one of the topics I wanted to talk about in the GatherVerse community was equality and what that means. So I'd like to discuss what equality means and tell you a little bit of my journey as a Kenyan-born immigrant to the United States. And out of this whole discussion, my hope is that through my experiences, I can illustrate why equality is not enough, why it doesn't really make tremendous change. So the first thing I want to talk about is what equality means. What does it mean? Because each individual or group of people can be given the same resources, the same opportunity. You could be someone from New York and someone from Kazakhstan and someone from India or someone from Kenya or Burkina Faso, or those different nations, and given the same resources or opportunities. And because everybody's different and different circumstances, different geographical locations, different cultural differences, educational backgrounds, access to certain types of equipment, and allocating the exact same resources will not provide the exact equal outcome. And that's where it becomes very difficult for us to establish this. That means equality probably is not enough because of those factors. But the metaverse provides a great opportunity. It's almost like a chance for us for reconciliation, for really understanding ourselves. To put all the biases and all the prejudice ideas or things that we've learned from the past or things that we learned from our society, we can pull all those things away and actually come together as a collective and make a difference. And not only make a difference, but improve mankind. And you have to remember the key word is opportunity, which means a set of circumstances that make it possible to do something transformative, and I feel like this is an opportunity for us. And I am in this 100% in a way that I can help in any capacity that I can to help us accelerate ways of understanding each other and also improving each other collectively with the understanding that there are differences, but within those differences, we can all receive equal and beneficial outcome for all of us. And some of the issues I know we could deal with that needs to be addressed, that the metaverse, or maybe the fact that we can start talking about things because we now will have an opportunity to understand each other is, for example, the wealth inequality, things like healthcare, housing. Today, I want to talk about my experience coming to the United States and what that meant for me and how it relates to equality. I think when I came to the US, I landed in Ohio, and I had, and immediately I noticed the differences. No one had to tell me anything. That you just felt that there was something different in the environment. So I remember my first time when I was at a network event in Santa Monica, and a woman approached me and asked me what I did for a living. I told her I was an architectural designer. I'm just here to connect and see if I could, connect with people and help out. And her first response was, she told me that she didn't realize that Black people were able to do this profession. It was such a high thinking profession. And I was like, no, I don't think it is. But at that time, I discovered that, well, it seems like I will be an educator. Yeah, that means I'll have to educate people on that. There's a group of people out there who are capable and able to do that. You can give them the same resources, same access, maybe with the right connections, they are able to utilize that opportunity and make the best out of it. And those things prevent equality from happening, because there's an expectation that people have, or maybe a role that people think that exists that prevents others from succeeding because of a belief that shouldn't be there, a belief that you've been taught. So I figured out, as an entrepreneur in the beginning when I started my business, I wasn't taken seriously. I remember having a phone call and someone talking to me and telling me that they didn't think that I sounded professional, they didn't think I was trustworthy just because of my accent. And that had to force me to change my accent. And I know it's really tough to do something like that, but I was, under the impression I have to do whatever it takes to succeed. And interestingly, it did. A lot of my business so far has worked on, because I lost a little bit of my accent, and that really propelled me from negotiating with people and talking to people from all walks of different parts of the United States, and actually acquiring lots of business. But that's just one part, that's just a way I figured out to succeed. But there are other loopholes that prevent others from succeeding. But with the metaverse, there's hope. I feel like there's hope because we can, avoid the external parts of us that prevent us from actually connecting with each other and actually reach on a human level, on a deeper human level, to connect and to actually share ideas, and also to help improve each other's lives, because we all want the same thing. We all want the basic necessities, which are food, shelter, clothing, and actually others entertainment. We all are seeking the same thing. Parents want to have their kids go to their nice school, want to get educated. Students want to have a chance to go to some of the best universities or get lectures from in some of the best schools. We all are seeking something. And if you look carefully, it's almost the same thing we're looking for. We're still haunted by the division that happened in the past. Things like eugenics, things like segregation, also in the apartheid in South Africa, things like colonialism. We haven't really had complete reconciliation with those things, especially here in Africa. There's a part where we're still trying to figure out, how to move forward from those past atrocities, how to heal, how to rediscover ourselves, our nature, and how to also participate in this rapidly advancing technology, the metaverse, and how to play in it and also be present, participate, share our experiences, our ideas based on our cultural, exposure, and also create more content. And speaking of content, a lot has been talked about regarding artificial intelligence. And I know artificial intelligence will be a big part of the metaverse, where you could walk into a room and tell the AI you would like your room to have A, B, and C, and the AI will recreate this for you in the metaverse. And you can enjoy that environment, just like the holodeck in Star Trek. You just tell it what you want, and it creates this environment where you can enjoy. And I've been playing around with this Midjourney software on Discord. So Midjourney is actually an AI artistic platform where you give it text commands and it creates whatever you want. You can say you want a flying apple, you can create a flying apple. You can create, whatever your imagination, desires. Midjourney can create that. So I looked at Midjourney and I started searching for something very interesting. I searched for the most beautiful woman in the world, the most beautiful man in the world. And I discovered that it only produces European characters, only. It never gives you an option that maybe it might be a Asian character, it might be an Ethiopian character, a black character. It only regards a Caucasian person as human. And I thought this is interesting. And I did a Google search and I was thinking most of the data comes from books that we're reading, books and encyclopedias and businessmen and all that stuff. Majority of the books, and I was doing a Google search through Google, it says 55% of all authors are women and 49% are men. And the most commonly ethnic group are white people who have a 79% in books. They've written 79% of all the books in the world. And Hispanics have written 7.2%. Black and African Americans have written 5.8%, and Asians have written 4%. So if AI is programmed to just gather data from the internet, it's only going to gather whatever is available. So this is why I feel like on the metaverse, creating content, consistently creating content will be able to teach AI to also recognize that not only one group of people exist, but a whole diverse group of people exist. As a global community, we are hopeful. We hope for a peaceful, coexisting nature, and we have expectations from leaders to represent our countries and to help us benefit everyone. And I think it requires a whole group of people. If it's Africans need to create content, lots of content, lots of information, ideas. If you have stories you heard from your parents, stories you heard from your great-great-great-grandfather or something like that, that has been passed by, I think the metaverse is an opportunity to share those stories. So as much as content is a very information, we're in the information world, it's also an opportunity to share as much as possible. We should also consider that we need, now that we've talked about equality, I believe we should consider equity. And equity recognizes that each person has different circumstances and allocates the exact resources and opportunities needed to reach an equal outcome. So equity, is my mind, is almost the solution to addressing these issues, and equality isn't enough, because we can talk about equality, but there are things that prevent true equality from happening. But equity can help us get there. Thank you so very much. Looking forward to hearing from you all. Thanks.